This plate came out of a storage unit, and the first thing it seems to say is simple. Old castle, pretty flowers, nice border. But the longer you look, the stranger it gets. The back is marked Edinburgh, and that one word opens the door into a very Victorian kind of design puzzle. Because this is transferware. The scene was not painted from scratch, one plate at a time. It comes from the world of engraved printing, ink, paper, and pottery factories that learned how to move detailed images onto ceramic surfaces again and again. That was the magic trick of Staffordshire pottery. A design could look like a little illustration, but it could be repeated across dinner plates, soup bowls, platters, and serving pieces. So when you see this castle-like scene, the birds, the flowers, and that patterned edge, you are looking at print culture on a plate. And the style is where it gets really fun. Documented Edinburgh pattern examples point toward the late Victorian Aesthetic Movement, around the 1880s, and many references connect Edinburgh or Edinburgh-marked examples with Wedgwood's Etruria works. But this exact storage unit plate keeps one mystery. The current photos show the Edinburgh mark clearly, but not a maker mark clear enough to call it proven Wedgwood. That is actually part of the story. Antique objects often do not hand you a perfect answer. They hand you clues. Here, the clues are visual. There is a romantic village or castle scene, but it does not feel like a straight souvenir view. There's a bright urn of flowers that almost steals the scene. There are birds perched like they wandered in from a nature study. Then the border snaps everything into a bold geometric rhythm. That mix is pure late Victorian taste. The aesthetic movement loved beauty for its own sake. It loved birds, flowers, asymmetry, exotic-looking objects, and design ideas borrowed from Japanese and other global visual styles. It could turn an ordinary plate into a little mood board. So this is not just a plate with a castle on it. It is industry pretending to be handwork. It is print technology pretending to be painting. It is a domestic object borrowing the drama of old ruins, flowers, birds, and world travel design, then putting all of it on a dinner table. And then there is the crazing. Those fine crackle lines in the glaze are condition, not a magic proof of age, but they do make the plate feel like what it is, an old earthenware survivor with a long life behind it. That is why this storage unit find is worth slowing down for. At first glance, it is a pretty old plate. Look closer, and it becomes a tiny Victorian argument. Should everyday things just be useful, or should they also be beautiful, strange, and full of borrowed stories?